lastly, for our trailers that dropped around CCXP, um, look, I know a lot of y'all are hyped for this trailer, but y'all lost your mind, but I can help you find it. Um, Transformers: Rise of the Beast dropped their trailer, and guys, we've been down this road before. Do not get suckered in by Transformers trailers. That is how they get you. It is a pyramid scheme, man.
It's an MLM.
Every Transformers trailer, besides the first one, and even then, the first one kind of had some overhype on its trailers. Every Transformers trailer, they're like, we learned from the mistakes of our last one. Here's a great new looking action-packed Transformers movie. And I'm just going, oh, yay. And you see it. Well, that sucked. They better not do it again. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do it again. And then they do it again. And then you're just like, wow, that sucked. But then you see the trailer for the next one. You're like, wow, they must have really learned their lesson. And they don't. They still make them even longer. I know some people are like, but this is a reboot. Yeah, so was Bumblebee. So I'm already coming to this movie with a prejudice like all hell, because this more or less kind of takes Bumblebee out of canon. This is not a sequel to Bumblebee. This is a reboot of a reboot. Like, Bumblebee was supposed to reboot. None of us saw that in theaters, unfortunately, because it's the best Transformers movie. All you had to do was just copy Iron Giant, basically, and swap out Hogarth for Haley Steinfeld, which is always an upgrade. But this, we're not continuing Bumblebee. We get this. I know some people grew up with the Beast Wars stuff and Optimus Primal. I'm not overly familiar with it. It just looks like Transformers to me. I know some people are like, oh, it looks great, it looks fresh, it looks different. I'm just like, it looks like Transformers. But also, I'm coming at this from, I like Bumblebee and the first Transformers. I can at least watch the second one. It gets progressively worse from there, but I can have fun with the first one. But I didn't grow up as a diehard Transformers fan. So I'm just kind of going, I just want a good movie. I had one in Bumblebee, but you decided to kill it with this. Now, I trust Stephen Caple Jr., who is the director of this, who did Creed 2. I thoroughly enjoyed Creed 2. But there is nothing in this trailer that makes me go, oh, y'all have learned your lesson. You're going to give me a good Transformers movie now. And I'm sure I have more anger to this because of what it is doing to Bumblebee. All is forgiven if Haley Steinfeld shows up in the next trailer. But for all I know, I think Bumblebee that timeline's gone because not enough of us saw it in theaters. But also, maybe don't release your movie around Aquaman, which destroyed all other box office competition, including Mary Poppins Returns. Yeah. But Josh, Rise of the Beast trailer.
I am hyped for this.
Are you kidding me? I don't care that I die on my horse here.
I am so hyped for it. Partly because, like, I will say this. My caveat is I'm excited because I grew up on the Beast Wars stuff. But when they said we're doing a Beast Wars movie, I didn't think we'd be doing like, because apparently we can't do a Transformers movie without human beings, apparently, even though there's no human beings in Beast Wars. So yeah, there's that caveat. But you know what? Everything looks good to me. All of the transformations seem like they are smoother. It looks like they're going to be doing some interesting things with the transforming. Like, we always had those questions, like, all right, so what happens if somebody sits in the car while they transform? Like, and they do something like that in the there's a lot of, I think, really cool stuff that I think they're going to do. And getting someone who is like the director of Creed 2 behind the movie and directing it from a different perspective that's not Michael Bay. I think this movie has loads more potential than really any of them have had. It is unfortunate of what they're doing to Bumblebee and basically saying like that movie does not exist anymore. Sorry, that's not canon. But it's Beast Wars. I'm just so stoked. Like, I loved the cheetah guy, and like seeing him running like the cheetah and then transforming into it was like I was a kid again. I'm not like that with a lot of things, but like, and truth be told, I'm not even that big of a Transformers fan, but it was kind of like watching the Mario trailer and being like, I don't consider myself a Beast Wars fan, and then seeing like stuff happen in front of me, I was like, oh, I am suddenly ready, really ready for this. Okay, let's go. Like, so I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, but it's really hard for me to not get absolutely hyped about this.
And I get that. Like I'm sure there's stuff that I would get hyped for that no one else gets hyped for, i.e. Robin Hood anything. But then again, we don't get Robin Hood things. And I get that I'm absolutely in a minority here. I see a lot of people excited for this. Awesome. I'm just very curious because Transformers had diminishing returns as movies
Yes,
progressed and people caught on, which is, why they catered movies specifically to the foreign markets after a certain point, and then rebooted with Bumblebee. And Bumblebee didn't do well because people were so used to Transformers sucking. So I'll be curious how this does. I will say it feels closer to classic Transformers, but I'm still just like, I don't really know what to make this. You gotta earn my trust because you've spent the better part of 15 years destroying said trust in the name Transformers.
I completely agree. Like seeing the Optimus Prime redesign.
Primal. Oh no, you're talking Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime redesign again. Was kind of weird. Like we've had 3 different versions of him now, so it's probably more actually. But like it's still like you said, like as hyped as I am about this, I am very much like, okay, cool, great trailer. But what does that end up? What's the end product gonna be?